Ladies and gentlemen of the beautiful crypto space, I will only take a minute of your time just to show you for one more second what beautiful things sometimes look like. I know I've said it many times, but I'll probably continue the video on either the laptop or inside, because first of all, it's crazy hot, and second of all, you can't really see it, but it's crazy touristy. But damn, huh? This is very nice. But anyway, I've said it many times and I'll say it again, do not give up. Regardless of how hard it's gonna get, because I don't think this is the hardest point that we're at just quite yet. I think that's a little bit further away. But just keep moving on. Every single day, probably, I have to make another update on exactly the same thing. But I don't think that's bad. It's getting dark, but just wanted to say that. And just to continue on, I really want you guys to understand that if you do not give up, many great things will come for you. It's what I always believe, and what has thus far always worked for anybody that I know. The moment you give up, the moment you stop believing, nothing is possible anymore. Anyway, I wanted to say, today some crazy things have happened. I've got it all open on the iPad. One of the by far craziest things that popped up today was that Kamala Harris, this is over in the US, just said she is considering Gary Gensler as Treasury Secretary if she is elected as president. Now, on this channel, I'm never too political. Trump has good sides, Trump has bad sides. Kamala Harris has good sides, Kamala Harris has bad sides. And on the channel here, we're just talking about how these things will affect crypto, not if they're good people, not if their politics on other fronts like healthcare or whatever are really good. Because again, what we're talking about here is our crypto future and crypto prices. What I do believe though, that is kind of changing now over this little bit of time, is that Kamala is starting to become like the anti-crypto part, and Trump is becoming the pro-crypto part, with them also now the Trumps committing to launching more crypto things in the future. And because again, if you look at their businesses and proposals in that department, I just think it fits Trump more. However, whenever I look at the comment section, many people seem to think I am wrong. So I will keep it neutral by saying, as of this point, all I am seeing personally is her being the anti-crypto side, because Trump was like, let's fire Gary Gensler, let's do this, that, and he can not go through with it, but at least he's showing a positive crypto approach. Whereas Kamala now being so positive on Gary Gensler is like a big smack in the freaking face, if you ask me. One more interesting thing that just popped up, old Italian bank Banca Sella now offers Bitcoin services directly on its banking platform. I've said it a couple of times in the past, but this you'll keep seeing more of as crypto keeps flowing, keeps developing, and it goes over most people's heads. The fact that all these old banks, which before we could have only dreamed of entering the crypto space, are now all starting to partially either hoard it, or at least they're understanding the thesis behind just buying more, or at least getting themselves acquainted with it, because they do not want to be left behind, but almost none of them want to be the first mover, because that's scary, especially with an old bank like this. But it makes sense because they know their clients want it. Because you have to realize this, the US dollar, the United States as a national debt, it just keeps increasing because there's an unlimited supply. The printer, they just keep going on and on. But with Bitcoin, I believe now about 94% or so of it is mined. There will only be like 5 or 6% more ever that come into existence, as there'll only be 21 million in total. And even though sometimes, right, the way you buy, for example, if you buy it once and then again, or you just buy Bitcoin once, it might not be at the exact perfect time. In this bottom instance, it's you buy once and the price just keeps going lower, so you hit yourself. And when you dollar cost average, so you buy more than once, the moment you buy, the price just keeps shooting up. So the moment you try to average your price out, it's a higher average price, and another month later, for example, it's again a higher average price. This is just the way of life, man. I swear, whenever you are buying something because you think it's the best moment, it just starts to drop like crazy. And whenever you think of, you know what, I'm gonna be careful because we're probably gonna dip even more, then it never dips further. It's just, but everybody has this. Anyway, another part of what I was gonna say was that 70%, 75% matter of fact, of all the Bitcoin has not moved in 6+ months. Today, I was looking at the prices and I saw that XRP was actually doing good. Not any particular reason that I found for the price to be doing that well, but it made me realize one thing. a 5-cent move, like a 4-cent move in XRP is making the entire community shaky a little bit. It made me shaky, made me think, hey, what is going on right there? But you wanna know a fun fact, guys? For bull market terms, this is nothing. And you might think, Dusty, you're making the same sort of motivational video day in, day out now. What is going on with all that? Well, the reason I'm doing that is because I really know, out of experience, I've been making these videos for so much time. It's crazy, right? Soon we're getting to a decade, a couple more years to go. But I know that this is really the moment where most people decide to give up. I think many of you can't fathom just how close we are to things popping off, in my own humble opinion, but how hard it's gonna get before we get to that point. If you think about it, right? The moment that we're facing right now is where Bitcoin has been borrowing for like 6 months straight, right? Ever since April, basically, it's just been nothing for the most part. And because Bitcoin hasn't broken that all-time high, altcoins are just going down and down and down as Bitcoin eats of the dominance. Because again, Bitcoin's not breaking the all-time high. So why would people get excited about alts? They do not. So they sell their altcoins, and part of it goes back to Bitcoin, part of it goes to fiat, but just not as much money flows into those altcoins right now, as the enthusiasm is not there. But again, it only can happen for so long. And I believe this time around, the Bitcoin dominance is going to be slightly higher, but we've just been inclining. We've just been on the up and up and up. At some point, it's going to shift over. Right now, theoretically speaking, so we've got about 1.5 years of bull market left, slightly less than that. This is where things get exciting. And it's just a matter of, like I said at the start of the video, making it through this phase. It might be a couple of months, sure, but understand that these will be the hardest because altcoins are not doing anything, Bitcoin's not doing anything, and the longer that happens, the more people tend to give up because it's not profitable. Matter of fact, they might just see their price go down piece by piece by piece over the next few months, and they hate themselves. They think, oh, this crypto stuff isn't for me, it's not working. But if you're able to look through, lock off your mind to realize that it's a pretty good probabilistic, I guess, opportunity. So what I mean with that is, let's say there's about a 80% chance that the bull market right now is going to look like the previous ones. So about 3 years of up, 1 year of down. Let's say it's similar, right? 80% chance. For me in my head, it's like 99.9, but let's say 80% chance to keep it a little bit okay. Well, if that's the case, is it worth selling now then to buy, or actually to leave because I'm going to go for something else? Well, if there's an 80% chance of getting crazy gains over the next year, and again, you have to tell me a really interesting number, because even if I think, right, and this is something many people don't understand, even if we say the chance of a crazy bull market starting, or at least going on in the next 12 months is 50%, even if, well, if you're going to more than double your money, is it worth it? To elaborate on that, if we're playing roulette, you have basically, or you play the coin toss, but let's just say you're playing roulette and you have black or red. A lot of people like to play this game. They think, oh, well, the chances of winning are a little bit, at the end of the day, it's 50-50, if not a little bit worse than 50-50, or flipping the coin. But think about it. If you're flipping a coin, but you can win $10, but you can only lose $2, you know, whatever side it flips on or lands on, you're always going to do that. You're like, you know what? I can only lose 2, but if it lands on the right one, I win 10. I'm going to do that because that's a pretty good deal. Small portion of people don't, because they're very risk averse. Those are not the type of people that invest in cryptos, though. For most people, this is a true. And so when it comes to crypto, let's say there's a 50-50 chance, 50% chance of success, 50% chance of failure. But if we do have success, the multiplier is like 50, and if on our portfolio, or maybe let's say 10. And if we lose, we're going to lose half our portfolio. If that's, again, the risk or the profit potential that we're playing with again, the probability being half, think about it with the dice, or with the coin flip just now. If again, 50% chance of a 10x, 50% chance of losing money, pretty good, right? Pretty good EVs. And they're even better when it comes to crypto than this little coin flip example I just gave you, but it's just to give you guys some idea. So once more, I'm not sure how to title this video because, again, I have to say the same thing over and over, but I noticed it in the comment section. People are tired. People are done. They want XRP to go to the moon already. They want this and that and this and that all going to go to the moon already. It takes some time. Be patient, but good things are coming for all of y'all. I believe it. I hope you believe it too. Not financial advice, but it just makes sense to me.